Hi everybody, it's Scott here, and welcome to hopefully the last video for our enemies. I do apologize that I keep changing my mind. It's very, I get very obsessive when it comes to game development. I add one thing and then I want to add another and another and another, and it really never ends. So what we're going to do is now whenever we shoot an enemy, he takes damage and we take up to 3 damage and then he dies. But there's no real kind of indication that we've really hurt an enemy, except for the fact that the bullet disappears. We will go about adding sounds to the game, but for now what we're going to do is we're going to do a visual representation of an enemy taking damage. Typically in games, when an enemy takes damage, he or she or it will play some sort of hurt animation to actually show that the enemy has been hurt or the player's been hurt. So what we're going to do is we're literally going to do this via a material. So we're just going to change the color of the enemy or the boss when it gets hit, and it'll only flash for a quick second and then disappear again. So what we're going to do is in the materials folder, we're just going to create a new material, or actually we'll just duplicate the enemy material. Control and D will duplicate that, and what we'll do is we'll call this m_hurt, and we're going to change the color to some sort of a black dark color. Specular color, I'm pretty much going to change this to a dark color as well, like so. So whenever we basically shoot a enemy or a boss, it's going to switch the material and then switch it back to its original one. So let's get started. What we do need to do is we actually need to, because we want to use materials in script, we now need to move our materials into our resources folder. So all we do is we just click and drag materials into resources, and that's now combined everything. Just double check our materials are still actually linked, which they are. So everything that you want to use in script does have to be in a folder called resources. That's just the way uScript works. And when we come to doing some audio, this will be evident as well. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to jump into uScript by pressing Control and U. And what we're going to do is in the enemy script, we're going to find the place where it actually subtracts enemy health, which is way down here. So what's happening here is if a bullet, or if our enemy collides with a bullet, then it's going to subtract some enemy health. So what we're going to do is right after it subtracts the health, we are going to assign a material. So we're going to type in assign, and we're literally just going to click assign material and link that in. The target, of course, is going to be itself. So we're just going to go and add a new variable, being the owner game object variable. So it's going to apply to itself. Now for this part here, the actual material that it's going to use, well, we know that it's under resources and it's called the m_hurt material, but we do need to do one thing to actually assign this. So what we're going to do is at the start of this graph, as this enemy starts, we need to actually load up the materials that we need to change in scripting. So to do this, we're going to use the graph events. So just type in graph and choose graph events. And what we're going to say is on graph enable, we want to load up 2 materials, m_hurt and m_enemy, because we will actually be using those in the scripting. So very easily, we just, in the search, we type in load material. We bring in the load material node. We're going to copy it and paste it, like so. We're going to right click and add a variable called material. I'm just going to Control C to copy, Control V to paste. And then we're going to link up those loaded assets, like so. Now, we're going to link that up as well. So on graph enable, we're loading up these 2 materials. Now what we need to do is we need to go into the asset path and click on browse. And here we have everything inside our resources folder. So we want to load up m_enemy, click select. We also want to load up m_hurt. Load material, whoops, it's the wrong one. Browse, m_hurt, and select. So this guy is the enemy material. and this is the hurt material. Now what we need to do is, whenever it subtracts some enemy health, we simply want to load up this material here. Okay, so this material is going to be our m_hurt. Okay, then what we want to do is we want to type in delay, and we might have to play around with this. So right after it assigns the hurt material, we want to do a delay of about 0.4 seconds. It might be too long, 0.2 seconds. And after the delay, we simply just want to assign the material back to default. So after the delay, we want to change the material for our owner back to his original material, which is m_enemy. Like so. So bullet hits, enemy hits a bullet. It's going to subtract some enemy health by 1. Then it's going to assign the material. It's going to change the material to black. After a delay of 0.2 seconds, it's going to switch it back again. So let's give that a try. Let's file and save that. We will need to replicate this process for the boss as well, but we've literally just done it here. So I'm going to come out of that and hit play. So now we're playing our game and we're going to find ourselves an enemy. Now watch very closely. When we shoot him, he turns black and then he dies after a few hits. 1, 2, 3. Now I think that the 0.2 was still too slow, so we're going to go back into uScript and just make one small modification to the duration, change that to 0.1 and save that. And we're just going to test that once more. Here we go. Let's chase this guy and shoot him. 1, 2, 3. So you can tweak that value a bit more if you wish, and do take notice that it doesn't work on the boss. So very quickly, let's now fix the boss. So we're just going back into uScript, and what we're going to do is we're going to hold down the Shift key and click this node, 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 and this node. I'm going to right click and copy. Holding down Shift lets you make multiple selections rather than using the marquee tool. So I've copied those nodes and I'm going to go into my boss script. I'm going to go down to the exact same place here, right click and hit paste. And now we just need to hook these up. So as soon as it subtracts some health, we're going to assign the material to the boss. The material is going to be the hurt material, which is this one, and this is already linked up. We just need to make sure these are wired in. Oops, come on. So the hurt material is this guy, so that's now linked up. It's going to play a delay of 0.1 seconds. After that delay, it's really important you don't choose immediate or stopped. We're going to change the material of our boss back to this material. Now you're probably thinking, screaming at me, we've not done something. We do just need to go into this guy here, load material, because this is actually going to assign it back to the original enemy material, which is red. However, we need to make sure we click browse and change that to m_boss material. This guy is fine because that's the generic hurt material. Although if you do want to have your own another material for m_hurt_boss, so a boss hurt material, you can do that as well. So I'm going to click file and save and let that compile, and here we go. I'm going to test this once more. I'm just going to wait for a boss to come into play. Zoom out here, see what bosses we have. We've got one boss. So you can see that those guys are taking damage. Where is our boss? He is kicking around here somewhere. here he is. So now his material will also change when he takes damage. So that is it, folks, and well done. We have now set up our enemies and our bosses, and we've done some small bug fixes. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next section. Thank you.